This game might be one of the biggest thing I've ever seen, and it's being made by one single developer. And if you haven't noticed yet, it's not even a real game, it's a mod, but it might be the most ambitious mod ever done, with different planets to explore, side quests and main missions to do, tons of creatures and people to meet and fight, vehicles to try, different cities and villages to discover, a full character customization. This really has got it all, and it's been going viral recently. Star Wars Genesis feels less like a mod and more like a full-scale galaxy that just happens to live inside the Starfield engine. You can see the leap in ambition the moment you start moving through it. The way the lighting hits a hangar deck, the sound of ships lifting off above the skyline, the chatter of NPCs that finally feel like citizens of a living Star Wars world. It isn't just another fan project trying to recreate scenes from the films, it's the closest thing to a true open-world Star Wars experience that anyone has managed to build. If you want this project to fully release, make sure you support it at all costs in any way you can, for example by taking a look at its website or liking this video so more people see it. Every corner of this new version feels handcrafted. Cities are denser and more layered, with alleys full of vendors, illegal droid traders, and underworld contacts offering side work. You might start on a lower level district packed with neon signs and storm drains, then climb onto rooftops to find a black market mechanic who will outfit your speeder with new parts. The planetary hubs aren't static anymore, they evolve as you take missions and push the main factions. Helping the rebellion will shift the patrol routes and guard chatter. Working for the Empire can literally change which banners hang from the city walls. Between worlds, there's an entire spacefaring rhythm now. The hyperspace jumps are smoother, the ship interiors are interactive, and you can walk around while traveling. Sometimes you'll get intercepted mid-flight, pirate ambushes, rival bounty hunters, or even distress signals that can spiral into mini-quests. These encounters make traveling feel alive instead of just loading from one point to another. Landing on a planet is where Genesis 8.5 really opens up. Desert worlds stretch for kilometers, dotted with crashed transports you can scavenge for rare materials. Jungle planets are thick with wildlife, some peaceful, others violent enough to wreck your gear in seconds. Frozen outposts hide Imperial research labs that lead to secret side arcs and gear blueprints. And buried deep in old temples are puzzles and relic hunts that tie back to the larger lore. Every biome has its own lighting, weather, and sound profile. It feels like the team built a cinematic toolset to make each planet feel distinct. The quests tie all of this together. The Rebel Alliance campaign is massive, easily dozens of hours if you follow every branch. Missions range from stealth infiltrations to full-scale assaults with multiple squad members under your command.
Head of Gallifrey Yards, everything that occurs in this system is by my command.
50,000 credits. Do we have a deal? Or would you like to say your last words?
The problem, of course, is that it's heavily enforced by Imperials. You're going to need a disguise.
Will sabotage supply convoys, hijack walkers, and lead resistance fighters through chaotic city battles that feel straight out of a movie. The new deserter storyline adds a completely different tone, less about heroism, more about survival and betrayal. It sends you across the Outer Rim dealing with mercenaries, smuggling routes, and mysterious Force-sensitive ruins. Both arcs weave in side stories that expand the galaxy, like bounty contracts that turn into moral dilemmas, or escort jobs that reveal hidden cults worshipping long-lost Sith relics. And then there are the side activities, hundreds of them. You can work as a bounty hunter tracking fugitives across multiple planets, dive into illegal pod racing circuits, scavenge rare ship parts to build your own customized starfighter, or collect ancient artifacts to sell on the black market. Exploration isn't filler here. You'll constantly stumble onto new dungeons, hidden outposts, or crashed ships that spawn spontaneous objectives. Some even trigger dynamic events like rival factions arriving to loot the same wreck you found first. The combat feels tighter and heavier now. Blasters and slug throwers have real punch. Each weapon class has its own recoil, weight, and sound. Melee combat got a serious upgrade. You can now parry, counter, and execute finishers with vibro blades or electro staffs. The AI reacts intelligently, ducking behind cover or rushing when you're reloading. Boss encounters stand out. A rogue inquisitor hunting you through a derelict space station, a corrupted droid swarm defending an ancient vault, a duel on the edge of a burning starship hull. The physics and particle effects during these fights make them spectacular to watch. Vehicles are no longer just background props, you can actually drive and pilot them across worlds. Speeders and repulsor bikes let you tear across desert plains, dodging patrols and wildlife. Heavier transports can carry your crew and loot between regions. And in orbit, space combat feels faster and more cinematic than ever. Dogfights weave through debris fields and capital ships, while massive fleet engagements fill the horizon with laser fire. Boarding sequences are now interactive. You can breach an enemy vessel, fight through corridors, and seize it for your faction. Customization is another layer of depth that keeps growing. You can tailor everything about your character: armor sets, undersuits, helmets, jetpacks, color palettes, insignias, even scars and cybernetic implants. Each choice affects gameplay. Heavy armor boosts durability but slows movement, while lighter gear enhances agility and stealth. The crafting and upgrade system lets you modify weapons with attachments, upgrade resistances, and even install experimental tech stolen from labs. Your character genuinely feels like your own creation, not a preset hero, but a soldier, smuggler, or merc built from your decisions. The NPC density has jumped too. Taverns and cantinas aren't just decoration anymore, they're full of characters who gossip about ongoing conflicts, give contracts, or react to your reputation. Some might refuse service if you've angered the Empire. Others will whisper secret rumors about treasure caches or legendary weapons. The sense of immersion comes from these small details: the crowd noise, the droids cleaning streets, the merchants yelling over each other, the distant hum of ships lifting off. Visually, 8.5 pushes the Starfield engine to its limits. Lighting and atmosphere have been reworked. Neon reflections bounce off wet concrete, dust storms cut visibility to a few meters, and sunsets cast orange light across entire cityscapes. Particle effects make blaster fights feel chaotic. Sparks, smoke trails, energy impacts all bursting in motion. The soundtrack adapts dynamically, fading between orchestral Star Wars-style themes and dark ambient cues depending on what's happening around you. If you step back and look at the big picture, the sheer amount of freedom is staggering. You can start as a bounty hunter in the Outer Rim, build a reputation hunting gang leaders, then switch sides and join the rebellion to sabotage Imperial operations. Or you can ignore both and live as a trader, running smuggling routes between crime syndicates. You can explore derelict battlefields for ancient tech, rebuild your ship from scavenged parts, or spend hours perfecting your armor build. The update adds enough tools and systems that no two players will have the same story. And it's not just about combat and exploration, it's about world building. You'll find datapads and terminals that expand on lore, diaries from fallen soldiers, and coded messages that hint at larger mysteries. Some missions tie directly into events from past updates, letting longtime players see how their earlier choices shape the current galaxy state. That continuity gives Genesis a sense of progression rarely seen in mod projects. The new update video shows glimpses of massive fleet battles, improved animations, and seamless transitions between ground and space combat. You can actually see the polish now: lighting effects on armor, particles reacting to explosions, smoother animations when boarding or exiting vehicles. The scale is jaw-dropping: hundreds fighting across cities, starfighters diving through skyscrapers, capital ships firing from orbit as debris rains down. The most exciting part? This is still just another step toward the full release. The team has made it clear they're far from done. Future updates will expand faction warfare, introduce new planets, and refine everything from AI behavior to economy systems. Genesis isn't just growing, it's evolving, with every patch pushing it closer to being its own fully realized Star Wars RPG. Even if you've never played Starfield or touched a mod before, Star Wars Genesis 8.5 is worth paying attention to. It's the rare project where passion and ambition meet technical skill, and it's already delivering an experience that rivals official releases. There's exploration, customization, massive battles, deep storylines, and a sense of scale that few games can match. Whether you want to fly starfighters, lead ground assaults, uncover ancient secrets, or just wander alien cities at sunset, there's a place for you in this galaxy. And the best part is knowing that every update like this one brings the dream of a full open-world Star Wars game closer to reality. Star Wars Genesis 8.5 is no longer a simple mod. It's the beginning of something much larger, something fans have wanted for decades.